What up, what up, what up? It's K.Honesty, and I'm about to do a review of The Shy, Season 6, Episode 14. So if you haven't seen the 14th episode of Season 6 of The Shy, turn this video off, go watch the episode, and come back and watch this video. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. It's a simple and free and easy way to support my channel. Why haven't you hit the like button and subscribe button yet? It's simple, it's free, it's anonymous. I don't know how many ways I can put it, but yes, that's an easy way to support my channel. I am not a public speaker, so I will tend to fumble my words. You will hear me say and so and like 1,000 times. It is what it is. I may stop to regain my thoughts. I may slow my speaking down to regain my thoughts. But definitely be looking at my notes that I take throughout the show. And anything I say is my opinion. It does not reflect anyone or anything associated with the show. And yeah, comment below what you would grade this week's episode, what you thought of this week's episode. If I forget anything, if I'm off on anything, let me know in the comments because I be high. And see, I just lost my train of thought. I like to grade the episodes before and after my reviews. I'm going to grade this week's episode of The Shy. I'm going to give it a B+. I liked it. I enjoyed it. We got a new character that I fucked with. We saw some people that we didn't know knew each other. So it's just like, okay, we see some dynamics, some different dynamics. But yeah, I think I'm going to give it a B+. So yeah, last chance. If you haven't seen The Shy Season 6, Episode 14, turn this video off because I'm about to spoil the entire episode. Let's get into it after I get some water. Whew. This water's dripping on me. It is what it is. Whew, excuse me. So, this week's episode begins with Victor, and he's having these nightmares about, like the problems that's going on in his life and due to, everything in general. And Jake comes over, startles him out of his sleep, and Vic opens the door with a gun to Jake and scares Jake. And Jake's like, I just came by to check on you. He's like, I bought you breakfast. And Vic's like, we need to start eating better for that shit kill us. And Jake's like, not before Duda do. And I'm just like, oh, man. Everybody always got to worry about Duda. They can't get rid of my man Duda. I'm sorry. They can't, man. They can't. I fuck with Duda too hard. That's my man. Yeah, he do some foul shit sometimes, but that nigga he's a good character. But anyway, so Vic is starting to tell Jake about his case and what's going on. He's like, I gotta find a new lawyer since now Leon, Rob's father, Alicia's ex-husband, whose name is Alonzo. I finally learned his name and he gets killed off the damn show. I was like, God damn. But gotta find a new lawyer because Alonzo then got killed. So then, Vicky tells Jake that he and Fatima are on a break. And Jake like, why? And this is when Vic started getting defensive. He's like, nigga, you just think shit going sweet because you got Kevin's place and da-da-da. You ain't grown. And Jake like, man, that's my place. And then Vic's like, I'm sorry, man. Oh, my light about to go out. Okay. Just last me through this video, child. Look. So, yeah, so Vic gets super defensive and flips out on Jake, but then he apologizes afterwards. And then Jake's like, what Jake say? Yeah, he's like, you need me to get you a new bitch? I was like, I'm here for that because Fatima ass dipped as soon as it got hard. Get him a new bitch, little bro. Vic's like, don't talk like that. So Jake tells Vic he gonna throw a Halloween party and he gonna throw it at Vic since Vic can't leave the house. So Vicky starts yelling out hella rules and whatnot. And Jake's like, yeah, okay, yeah. Knowing he probably ain't gonna listen to a damn one of them. But the party seemed like it was pretty chill. So it's Halloween, and as Emmett and Keisha, they like taking family photos. Nook, he pops up, and Emmett got this new security, Alicia's security with him. He's like, hold up, nigga. And Emmett's like, he good. So Nook come in. He like, I want to see if I can take little baby Ronnie trick or treating. So Keisha and Emmett, like, they just allow Nook to like tag along with them. They're like, nigga, you ain't taking it by yourself. You new to this. You ain't true to this. So Maisha tells Gemma that she wants to take a step away from music, and I was so upset when she said that, because she can actually rap. I'm mad that they doing this with Maisha's character. I don't like it. I do not like it. Oh, my lighter's going out. Oh, there we go. I don't like what they doing with Maisha's character. Like, she is a good rapper. Why take that away from her? I mean, she a good photographer, too, from what we saying, but it's like she can't do both. But it's her choice. So she tells Gemma she wants to step away from music. And Gemma's like, does it have anything to do with Britney? And Maisha's like, no, I just want to focus on photography. It might like 1% have something to do with Britney. But the other 99, like, no. So Gemma offers her a gig. She's like, you want to come take photos of Britney for some event? And Maisha's like, oh, okay. As long as it's paid. So Emmett, Nook, Keisha, they walking with the kids trick-or-treating. And little Ronnie, he doesn't get the candy that he wants. So he upset. And Nook's telling him, oh, I'm going to get you the candy for you. And Emmett's like, he can't always get what he wants just because he's mad or whatever the case may be. Sometimes things just don't work out. You got to teach him that. And him and Nook have this back and forth about that. So when Keisha has to tell them, like, stop. Like, stop. This day is about the kids, not about y'all. So then we get this thing, Marcus, he's telling Tiara, I'm about to go out with the boys. And Tiara's like, oh, I thought we would chill in tonight, you and me. Marcus, he kissed her. He's like, I'll be back in a few hours. And she's like, well, what if I'm not here when you get back? And he's like, well, if that's what it takes for you to leave, then I'd prefer you to do so now then. And I was just like, damn. She seemed like a girl's girl, so it's just like, she want her man. But he old school, so it's just like, and he wasn't able to do this because Gemma just now getting out the house. So we get this thing, Nina, and I don't know her name yet on the show, but they said it, but I forgot. But it's the brat. You know who the brat is, so deaf, whatever. So the woman that Nina cheated with Dre on. So they Netflixing and chilling, Nina and the brat. And the brat, she tries to like make a move on Nina, and Nina's like, "Dang, you're not gonna give me the chance to grieve my relationship." So the brat's like, you know, life is short, and I don't want to waste time with you. She's like, I don't want to waste time with you over somebody that you still grieving or whatever the case may be. You still trying to get over. And Nina's like, well, I just don't want to be hurt again. And the brat's like, well, you know, when you love somebody, you won't hurt them. You just gotta, she said, when you love somebody, you won't hurt them. It's just not on purpose. You just gotta let me know when I do it so I won't do it again, and I'll do the same. I'm just like, that's smooth ass talk. Smooth ass talk. So it's Jake's Halloween / all black party. And Papa ass, he shows up in red and he's like, this is the devil's holiday. I just stopped by for a minute. And then the first lady prances on in there with some snacks. And Papa's like, well, that's not right. Why is she in here? That's not right. And then he leaves. He's like, I'm out of here, man. I got to do the Hallelujah Day at the church. So then we get this scene between the Professor Elijah, Lene's professor, trying to be Bakari's professor. He meets up with Duda, and he's talking to him about Duda breaking Bakari's laptop. He's telling Duda he wants Duda to let Bakari go. And Duda's like, oh, no, I need him. He's one of my soldiers. This nigga Duda, man. This nigga Duda. So the professor's like, well, I won't let him waste his life away like you did. Like, you had so much charm and potential. So then Dude's like, just because we went to high school, motherfucker, don't mean you know me. I was like, oh, so they went to high school together. So the professor, he stresses again before he leaves, like, let Bakari go. You know, dude ain't doing that shit. If anything, he gonna press that nigga harder now. Cause you stepped on him. So then we get this scene at the Halloween party with Vic asking Jake, like, what's up with this chick, the first lady? And Jake's like, oh, no, she harmless. And Vic's like, yo, okay. So Vic sees that shit, too. So then we get the scene between Alicia and the judge that's on Vic's case. And they talking about Alonzo's death and Vic's case or whatnot. And Alicia telling her, like, you know, if you arrest an innocent man, you're going to look like a fool. So then we get the scene at the Pastor Ezekiel's church, and Papa's there leading the youth at Hallelujah night. Pastor Ezekiel comes up and says a speech. So then we get the scene between Rosalind, Duda's wife, and Dom's cousin, Serena, the deaf girl. I don't want to keep saying the deaf girl like that, but you know who Serena is if you watch the show. So they laid up, and Serena is telling Rosalind that she wants to be around and protect her, and she wants her to put her in contact with Duda so she can get a piece. So then we get the same between Quincy, Vic's like campaign manager, whatever he is to him, and his husband, ex-husband, fiance, whatever it is, DeAndre. And DeAndre's telling Quincy that, you know, Duda has some gigs lined up for him, so they won't be worried for money since Quincy might not have a job if Vic gets, you know, if he goes to jail. So Quincy's just like, he's so irritated. He's like, I wish you would just cut ties with Duda. He's like, I don't want to be in debt with Duda. And this nigga DeAndre gonna say everybody's in debt with somebody. But not fucking gangsters, nigga. Student loans, banks, goddamn. So then we get this little scene at the party where Vic and Shad kind of get into it about, you know, about Shad, you know, working for Alicia, and Alicia supposedly might be helping Vic because of Shad. That's what Shad thinks, but, you know, she got her own agenda. So then we get this other scene at the party where Bakari is telling Jake and Gemma and Maisha and Lene about his dream that he had of Coogie and what Coogie said to him. And next thing you know, Brittany pops up out of nowhere. And they talking about his book too. And Brittany, she pops up out of nowhere like, what's up, bro? And don't nobody seem happy to see her. And Bakari like brushes her off and walks away. Because I guess he kind of feel like now he know who told Duda about his book in the first place. So we get this scene where Marcus, he gets home and Tiara and him, they start going at it. She's like, you been out all night, da-da-da. He's like, I want to have a life, whatever the case may be. They going back and forth. And she's like, well, maybe you should be single. And he's like, well, maybe I should be. It's not funny, but... And then Tiara, she storms off. But he seemed remorseful about what he said as soon as he said it, so maybe there's hope there. Maybe not. Because what was that thing he said at the men's circle? No woman is better than freedom or something like that. So then we get this scene with my man Jackie Long. I know him as Esquire from ATL. That's my favorite movie, ATL. Nigga was Esquire on there, but he didn't play in so much other shit. He been on Wild 'N Out and other shit too. So he comes in as this guy who supposedly did this robbery with Emmett's half-brother, Damien. And he supposedly took the bid for Damien. And he owes it to all... he took the bid on behalf of Darnell, telling him... Yeah. On behalf of Darnell. So he pops up on Damien. He's like... he pops up on Darnell. He's like, yeah... I know you getting people jobs. Yeah, you need to give me a job too. So we get this scene at the courthouse, and Vic's case gets dismissed, and ankle bracelet comes off, and he's just looking like, so nonchalant, like, So then we get this scene at the church. Pastor Ezekiel gives Papa his cut. Shady ass nigga for Hallelujah night. And Papa's like, shouldn't this go like to the children's center? And Papa's like, Pastor Ezekiel's like, well, you know, we doing the Lord's work, so we gotta pay ourselves too. He always saying it in some shady ass way. Like, niggas too shady. I'm like, how does Papa not see this shit? Like, come on. So he tells Papa, you know, buy something nice. And Papa's like, well, what you gonna buy? And the pastor's like, I'm gonna probably get something for the first lady. And Papa's like, speaking of. And I'm like, oh. But he don't say too much, but it's still like, why you say anything? He like, you know, how long y'all been together? You know where she was at last night? I'm like, damn. But you know, he looking up to this nigga, so he feel like, can you trust her? And the pastor's like, as much as I can throw her. So he tells Papa, he don't tell Papa to stay out of grown folk business, but he basically like, nigga, go home. So Vic gets out. Alicia pulls up on his ass talking about something. You're welcome. You're welcome, nigga. I'm sweating like shit in here. Whew. Gotta keep the windows closed so I can keep the sound out. So Alicia, as Alicia says, you're welcome or whatever. Next thing you know, this nigga Shaw in the front seat pulls the window down. Congratulations, nigga. I don't know if he says nigga, but I'm like, these niggas funny. So then we get the scene where Duda and Rosalind are showing Serena some pieces. And Duda's like, is she showing you something else too? And Duda don't seem to be mad at it. I mean, he out here, you know, smashing. You know what he out here doing. Tracy, Bianca. Maybe a little Alicia on the side. I don't know. But anyway. So then we get the scene where the professor, he tells Bakari that they should like hold off on the book because he spoke to Duda. And he feels like if something happens to Bakari, it's going to be blood on his hands. And Bakari's like, man, if you don't help me, I'm going to die either way. He's like, help me, man. You see how I am out here. And you know that nigga from high school, so you know how he is. Then we get this quick cutaway to Quincy texting another man. I guess he tired of DeAndre's shit with Duda. So Nook, he stops by the house. And him and Keisha, you know, they talking about Ronnie's medical condition and whatnot. So Keisha, she tells Nook that she's glad that Ronnie is she's glad that he is Ronnie's dad because he's someone that she did love. So Nook's like, oh, so you don't love me no more? And Keisha's like, not like that, nigga. I'm like, why would you think that? Why would you think that, nigga? So Darnell, he stops by Smokey's to ask Emmett to hire the dude, Jackie Long. And I'm just like, Darnell bringing hella straight to this nigga. So Emmett's like, well, what was the charge or whatever? And Darnell's like, you know, it was a robbery. So Emmett, he gets to laugh and he's like, man, only job I got is a janitor. And Darnell's like, man, he's desperate. He gonna take it. So Gemma and Maisha, they looking through, this seems messy as hell. They looking through Brittany's photos and Brittany over there soaking in the corner. And they're like, what's wrong with you? And she like, I can't say. And they're like, well, whatever you say in here is going to stay in here. So then Brittany's like, I'm working for Duda. I was spying on Bakari. He wants to see if he's loyal. So then Gemma's like, well, what if he does? What if he's not? And is he gonna hurt him? And Brittany's like, well, I don't know. And Mike's like, what the fuck you mean you don't know? So that's when Gemma's like, is that where the money for the apartment came from? And Brittany's like, yeah. So Maisha's like, now you got Gemma mixed up in this shit too? So she was like, I wish you didn't tell us. So Brittany's like, well, I really needed the money. But now I feel fucked up about it. And I was like, I said this in my review before. She is going to ride with her brother to in the end. So they both telling her, like, you need to tell Bakari. Because motherfucker, we going to. We going to tell him. So we get this saying, Nina, she tells Keisha about the brat. And Keisha's like, so what does it mean between you two? And Nina's like, well, we just want to see if we have something. We do have a connection, but I don't want to move too fast. And Keisha, she's like, well, just make sure you're happy. That's what we talked about in therapy. We don't want to repeat the same patterns. So then Quincy, he meets with the guy that he was texting, and they fuck. So Nook, he comes in the club, and he tells Tiff he's supposed to be meeting with Rob to get some money. And Tiff's like, it's our money. I'm the one that started all this. Some niggas ain't shit without a black woman. And Nook like, you might be right. I was like, what? So then we get to scene that Smokey's Damien. He apologizes to Jackie Long for what happened. And Jackie's like, I only did the time because Darnell said you was going to be something. But look at you. He was wrong. And Damien's like, man, I took a year to try to figure out what I wanted to do. And I figured out I wanted to do numbers. And he's like, I feel bad for what happened, but you're not going to be in here making me feel bad about myself every day. And Jackie's like, that's exactly what the fuck I'm going to do, motherfucker. I'm going to give you hell. I said, oh. So then we get to saying Zay, he picks up Kenya, and Kenya wants to know, this joint done went out. So Kenya wants to know why he's late, and Zay like, I'd rather not say. And Kenya's like, well, this not going to work then. And Zay's like, well, you tell me everything you did today then, and I will. And Kenya's like, well, I didn't do anything illegal. And Zay's like, well, neither did I. So Kenya's like, I just want to know if I'm safe. Nigga, you with a soldier. You never safe. So Zay's like, I promise you are. So this scene was crazy. So Jake, he FaceTiming with the first lady. And he's like, when I'm going to see you again. And she tells Jake, you got to relax. I'm going to see you within the week. Trying to kind of like playing it off nonchalantly. And Jake, he don't seem to like that. Doing her like a nigga. Like you pulling a you on, she pulling a you on you. So we get this final scene between Alicia and Duda. They at Bianca's spat. And Duda's like, I know your son was the one that shot me. He missed. And I know you was meeting with Zay when it happened. And my soldiers, they gonna ride with me as long as they pockets stay heavy. And Alicia's like, I should have never sent a boy to do a woman's job. So Duda start choking Alicia up. Next thing you know, Rashad come up from behind with the gun to him, talking about something. Get off my nigga, my bitch nigga. Alicia's like, I got soldiers too, nigga. That's how it ended. I'm just like, okay. They're not going to kill my man Duda. They can't kill my man Duda. My man is my man. That's my man. They can't do that to my man Duda. They're not going to kill him. Alicia don't seem like she go harder than Duda to me. Like I said before, we seen what Duda has done, and we haven't seen that much of what Alicia has done to make a comparison. So I'm still going to ride with Duda. I'm sorry. I know he's a bad guy. He has done some fucked up shit. Predictions, whatever may be's going to come. I hope Papa open his goddamn eyes. And I wonder what that nigga going to do when he find out Jake's sleeping with his wife. And now Vic is in Alicia and Duda's pocket. This shit is getting crazy. And what else? We didn't really get too much of Emma this episode. And that dynamic between Damien and fucking Jackie Long, that's going to be crazy. But we shall see. Those are my little thoughts or what have yous for episodes to come. Thanks for watching this episode. Comment below what you would grade this episode, what you thought of this episode. I would grade it a B+. Like I said, I enjoyed it. Yeah, let me know if I was off on anything, if I forgot anything. Let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe. I don't only review The Chi, I review other shows as well. Like and subscribe. I can't stress that enough. It helps a lot. See y'all in the next review. Again, thanks for watching. Peace.